I started this gangster. Oh, hey, it's me. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. This is Comicsgate Live. I am Ethan Van Sciver. It's nice to be with you. How do you like that high energy intro? A little high energy from me this evening. Hi everyone. Let's see if we can get some people in here. Right now we've got 14 people watching. 14 people, 16 people watching Comicsgate Live. Trying to get used to these headphones here. I don't know. I mean, I'll turn on the camera. I'm wearing Beats instead of the normal thing today, and I don't know. I don't know if I like them as much as the little tiny earbuds. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I prefer them, frankly. Hi everyone. Shinto Catchup's here. Hello, Mr. X Alliance, Dank Plank, Craig Dudiel. Hello, hello. This is the part where I say hi to everyone. Hail falling into destiny. Hello. Mike is on, just came from there. It says Felix Ricardo. I saw that. It looks like he started his stream about an hour ago. Nick D says beats suck, EVS. I wouldn't say they suck. I think that's pushing it. I mean, normally where are my little normally I wear little earbuds like over the ear. I don't know where they are. I've got 800 different pairs of headphones. Yeah, good to be with you. When is the wards coming? Says Stephanie Janicek. Everyone's asking. I'm working on it. I can only work on it a little bit at a time. I do have other work to do. I woke up this morning, got right to work on Cyberfrog, and that is the thing. I can take like an hour and work on a video, but the Jason Ward video is so incredibly substantial. It means a lot, so it's got to be done correctly. Yeah, everyone's waiting for it though. Everyone can't wait. All right, let me turn this camera off. You don't want to look at me. All right. What are Cyberfrog's powers? Says Patricia Kaposhi. Good question. Cyberfrog has all of the powers of a frog. Do frogs have powers? Cyberfrog can jump really high. Obviously, he's got little rocket kind of propellers in his feet, like in the heels of his feet, that kind of push him. A little bit like Iron Man. So he can't really fly. He can just jump. I mean, think of him as like he jumps the way the Hulk does, and so does Salamandroid. Also, he's very, very strong. He can lift. He can bench press about three tons. Was it 3 tons that I said? But he can actually leg press something like 50 tons. I mean, his legs are much, much stronger than his arms. He's got a sticky tongue that he can shoot out and grab people with. He's also got something, he can bark like a frog. He's got a thunder croak. When he croaks really loud, it does cause sound waves. He can break the sound barrier with it. And one last thing, when he's connected, he's called Cyberfrog for a reason. He's connected to his mother in the swamp. His mother's name is Chelson. And when he's connected to Chelson, when he's online with his mom will help him to do something called rapid evolve, so he can grow guns and weapons and armor in order to handle whatever threat he is facing. And those are Cyberfrog's powers. And he can breathe through his own skin. How are you, Mike?
I'm well. Long time no hear.
No, I just spoke to you last night. We did one of those like super chill late night streams.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I just did a
stream.
Huh?
I interrupted your stream. A bunch of people were like, "I just came over from Mike's."
Yeah, I was just wrapping it up because I was going through a bunch of. I found some old sketchbooks and stuff in storage, and so I was going through stuff from when I was like 14 years old through the pieces I posted on Twitter where involved Jim Lee stories and stuff like that. So, but it was fun little
Jim Lee stuff. What is this?
Okay, and now I gotta tell this story over here too. All right, let me share my screen. Application window. Oh wait, I think this is the right application window. No wait, let me pop this open. All right, now. Sorry, I feel like a boomer. I'm trying to. Oh, you know why? Because my Hangouts window is in a in the same window. Damn it! Doesn't this just make for great?
I like it. I like watching you try to figure things out. I dig it. I've been watching you try to figure things out for years. Decades.
Someday I'll get there. All right, so this piece I did when I was 19 years old, and I brought it. I was just telling the story how I took it to Jim Lee at a WonderCon, and just kind of threw it in his lap and said, "Hey, I thought you might like to see this." And he hired me on the spot. This is the short version of the story. He hired me on the spot. It was the talk of the convention, and then he had me do another piece, and I sent this one in, and then after I did this piece, he wouldn't take my phone calls.
That must have been disappointing.
Yeah, especially because he literally said, I was like, do I have to show, do I have to do a tryout, or do I have to show you my portfolio or anything like that? And he's like, Mike, listen to me. You have the job. I'm going to fly you down to San Diego. I'm going to set you up an apartment. I'm going to throw some money in your bank account, and we're going to put you to work. These are his words verbatim. They were burned into my mind because I was, 21-year-old kid. And Jim Lee was freaking Jim Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ghosted on me. I told the whole story in longer format on the other show, but I was just wrapping it up when you popped on. So here I am.
I like it. It's better than I can do now. I have no problem with that. I think it looks good. I do, Mike. I admire you. I think you're great. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Panboy says, "Show me your portfolio." I think we're looking at his portfolio. Let's see. Everybody give it a thumbs up. Says DC Legentia. Yeah, everyone give this stream a thumbs up. When you walk into anyone's live stream, the first thing that you should do, unless it's someone that you feel absolute contempt for, and why would you be in their live stream unless you're just there being a jerk? Yeah. First thing that you should do is click that thumbs up button every single time.
And then hit that share button and post it out.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
dude,
yeah. What?
Nobody in any of my streams for the last 2 days has gotten a notification. The only people that have been coming in, remember last night, nobody had notifications?
Yeah.
It was only people that were getting the Twitter notifications because we were putting it out on Twitter, and I put it out on Facebook and stuff. I've been like shadow banned or something, and I think it might be all the Ben Shapiro stuff.
I wouldn't get paranoid, but I would tell people to double check and make sure they're still subscribed.
Dude, I had 50 people in that stream I was just on. Not one of them got the notifications.
That's incredible. Well, look, I'm being shadow banned too. I've got 580 people. Well, it takes a while usually for me.
I got your notification.
Oh, you did? You got an okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, YouTube still loves me. I don't know what you're doing wrong.
Post a few Ben Shapiro videos. Let's do an experiment.
I don't think Ben Shapiro is. I don't think Ben Shapiro is on YouTube's hit list. I think he does okay. Rob Liefeld, thanks for $5. Here's a little something to help out with those SJW reparations. Yes, indeed, I do owe SJW's reparations for everything that I'm saying lately. K Brady $4.99. I'm about to buy the Cyberfrog poster. My kid thinks Salamandroid is awesome and wants him on his wall. There goes my beer money. Thanks, CVS. So we're helping people with their alcoholism, and we are, yeah. Are you drinking? You lucky bastard. Oh, okay, yeah. I've got my boomer juice here. This is, obviously, well, it is Monster, right? It's Monster that's the boomer juice. So I've got mine there in case I need it. Doug Tenaple, welcome. Yeah. It's good to see you.
Is my sound okay? I'm echoing across a little bit. I'm working.
It is echoing.
Doug, if you don't echo, I don't want you on here. Your voice needs to echo to the heavens. You understand? Your voice needs to boom.
Hey, you know what? Doug showing up reminded me that I have to wash my hands. I'll be back in a second.
Oh, look at that. Look at the coconut man. Hail Dirty Doug. Razdoc says, why no Martina? Martina's invited. She has the link. She's in the little private chat room. I have 2 different chat rooms that I use. I'm sure Martina's in it.
She's in the best dressed chat room.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Perkindo, thanks for $5. I'm getting EVS and world-class bullshitter notifications, but not Mike's. Wouldn't have known he was live earlier if EVS had not mentioned it. All right, so that is worrisome. That is something to worry about. Comic Book Bob says, Ethan, on average, how long does it take you to do a page, pencils and inks? This has been taking me a day and a half, and this is what I worked on so far today. This had been done. I'd already done this, but I drew the background. I drew the Ford Taurus, one of the other Pollinate, and then this is what I'm working on now. I'm gonna have Salamandroid actually pick up, palm the Ford Taurus with his hand and just smash the living hell out of 6 of the Pollinate.
Okay, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Did you freehand the Ford Taurus's lines, or do you have like a French curve or something?
Freehand.
Nice.
Yeah, let me see if you can get a close-up on that. It's not, I didn't use a French curve for that.
It just has volume and solidity and looks like it's made of something hard. I'm just saying that's hard to pull freehand.
Yeah, but you know what? To be fair to you and to everyone who's not as great as me, in this case, the only reason why it looks good, Duck, is because there are only pieces of it there. It's an illusion. The great thing about something like this is that, look, what lines do I have to do? This line, I have to do the continuity over here on this line. This is a ruled line right there. You kind of work it on out. When Mike Waringo used to tell me all the time, he's like, let go of the tools a little bit and just, fake it. Actually just kind of draw it from your heart and let it happen. And that blew my mind when he said that, because I never would have thought Mike Waringo would be like that. But that he's like, I don't use perspective grids. He's like, I just fake perspective. I would never would have known that about him, ever.
When I draw cars, they look like they were designed by Dr. Seuss.
Cars are tough because Oh, by the way, hi Edwin, welcome.
Hey Ethan. Hey, I was just noticing something, man. You think we could GoFund me a beard for Miller? Look at you, me, and Mr. Tinapple.
With the salt and pepper for legitimacy, the gray.
I can't really picture Mike with a beard. I don't think he needs one. I don't think he needs a beard.
My wife doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Can you grow one of those Fu Manchu? The master Fu Manchu?
All I can grow is a goatee. I got nothing over here.
I just don't think he needs it. I went to Michael's today. I got a ton of these. These were all drying up for me. These are Pit Artist pens, which is black ink. These are the best in the world. I bought them out, but they only had like 4 of them. So I got these, and then I also bought out their like miniature versions of those Pit Artist pen brushes. These go dry so quickly though. But I got to me, this is wealth. This is tremendous wealth.
Yeah.
To have fresh art supplies. It's like I have everything I need. I have everything I need. I don't have to worry about my pens drying out because I've got plenty of pens.
Don't you turn into a giddy woman shopping when you go to Michael's?
I love it.
I'm going to buy
a little bit of my Japan stash from
it's practically pornography. That is so hot, man. That is hot. Joseph Diaz, thanks for $1.99. The same thing happened to V. No notifications. Yeah, that is weird, Mike. That is weird. I got to admit. Margaret Miracle says the thrill of new pens. It is good. I try to keep my pens well stocked, as you can see. This whole side is all Copics. It's all Copics, and there are plenty of them, so I won't run out.
Those things are $13 a piece, people.
Yeah, they're expensive. I'll buy them 10 at a time. And really lately, I used to beat the hell out of them when I was working on Green Lantern. I don't know why. I used to just press so hard because I was under so much pressure that I would really destroy these pens quick. Now I'm just, my 103 is lasting a fairly long time on Cyberfrog. I'm just relaxed,
That tower is an idol.
Yeah, like an idol from the Bible.
Yeah, it's a Tower of Babylon.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree. I've still got some Kohinoor rapidographs up there, but And I keep thinking to myself, I'm going to bust out like one of those pink Cohen or rapidographs and go to work on backgrounds like I used to. And I can't get myself to do it. And I don't know why. It just feels like...
Because you don't want to spend a half an hour cleaning it first.
Yeah. Like every day you should really run water through it at the end of the day when you're done working on it. And it's so inconvenient, but the line is pristine and
perfect. I use the orange one for all my borders on all my books that I do analog. Yeah, the orange one is my
orange one is the fattest one to the people in the chat. It's the heaviest line that comes in the set.
I just saw Sandra Hope do a Instagram video, and she was inking like the interior page with a corner. I'm like, what? Like, I haven't done that since I
do it. Yeah, I mean, I used to do it. I don't do it anymore. Now I'm almost entirely microns, or not microns, multi-liners.
If you use the coin or ink, which I know Mike inks with already, but it's a beautiful ink, and it tends.
I haven't used Conor in a while.
It's a sweet liquid, opaque, super wet ink.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they're good.
Inside baseball, man. Nobody cares what ink we use.
Yeah, but you know what they do? Like, the weird thing is people like, when are you going to start talking about art more? And it's like, again, I don't even think of myself primarily as an artist anymore. Isn't that weird?
You're a Star Wars artist now. You're a Star Wars commentary artist.
Yeah, I'm a voice. I'm an entertainer.
Your variety show.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Like, and I like it. Believe me, I like it. Heath Lawrence is like, enjoying the chat. Have a great 2019, everyone. Mark C says, did you guys read U.S. Rep A.O. Cortez's Watchmen tweet? I think another more quote applies. People shouldn't be afraid of their government. Government should be afraid of their people. Yeah. So what's her name? Cortez? This young...
Ocasio Cortez. Something. I don't remember her first name.
She's a cute dancer. I really liked her dance.
When she was dancing?
She was cute.
She was in high school. She looks like the freaking crypt keeper now.
Yeah, I don't want her to be the leader of the. I don't want her to be the leader of the free world. I want to keep her in college dancing.
I don't know much about her. She worries me because you can when she talks, you can see the white above her pupil and below her pupil.
What are you talking about, Ethan? It's very important.
No, that you're not doing it. You still you have to get it so that it's white on like this, like on underneath and above your pupil.
Ethan, that's me. Mike's Japanese. That's me.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it. There's no racial context there, but that to me that means craziness. When you actually can see when someone is talking to you, and you can see the whites above and below their pupils, they're dangerous. And I teach my kids this.
Sure.
Run. Don't take candy from them. Run from them. They're dangerous people. So she has that phenomenon going on. I did see her dance, and I was like, oh, aren't you cute? And then I saw the Watchmen quote where it was, don't you understand? I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. I'm like, hey, as long as you're in fucking jail, I don't care. All of you Democrats, you can all be locked in prison together. I thought it was interesting. Also, somebody pointed out that that's a quote from probably the most right-wing character in comics. So that's interesting.
Right.
Maz G, $10 says, hey guys, a few years back, I noticed I used to hold my breath while drawing, and I put a lot of pressure on my heart. I heard Jim Lee and Mike Wingo also hold their breath. What does that happen to you guys?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I do. If I'm in tight and I need to it's like squeezing the trigger. I just you do a exhale, and you throw the line, and then you breathe.
I don't. I've never noticed myself holding my breath.
I do. I was talking to Brian Boland about this. I was just like, when I'm drawing, it feels like I'm submerged underwater.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know why. I never thought, well, it's because you're holding your breath.
Yeah.
But then again, I'll be sitting around with Andrea.
Again, you do have asthma.
I do have asthma, so I should be careful. But I'm sitting around with Andrea, and I'll be like this all of a sudden. She'll be like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. I was just holding my breath and I forgot to breathe. Like, that can't be good. That can't be good for you.
You have wake apnea.
Yeah.
It's worse.
Waking apnea.
Wake apnea.
No, but I mean, people do that. I mean, the thing about doing fine detail Now I'm forcing myself to breathe. Now I can't get enough oxygen.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah,
Get the inhaler. Get it at the ready.
I have it. It's right here, just in case I need it. This
dial
is
9-1. So if you go down, you just have one more one to dial just in case.
You know, this is the thing about Obamacare. Like this Symbicort inhaler costs $145. So that's $145 a month for my asthma. I pay $1,300 a month for Obamacare health insurance. You know how much this costs me now? $120.
Oh,
screw you, Obama.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Thanks, Obama.
$1,300 to save $20. Can I just not have health insurance and just pay the $140 or what?
Yeah.
You can now, right? Because they struck down the penalty.
Yeah, that's true. I can't though. I can't. I got a kid. I got to keep doing it.
I can't understand any of that stuff. It's all over my head.
Yeah.
That healthcare stuff.
Reagan Lodge says, "Tell Doug I have no butt and I must fart."
What?
Doug, I don't know.
I know Reagan Lodge. I don't even know what that means. He's psycho.
I've seen him. He you like him. He comes on your show.
Oh, I love him. He's a long-time friend. Long-time friend.
Kind of audience are you?
Killer artist, Ethan. Killer.
He is a good artist, but what kind of audience are you cultivating over there?
He doesn't know the crowd.
Degenerate weirdos are you talking to?
Yeah,
Mike got your voice down. Mike got your voice down. It's great.
Reagan pulled 2 guns on my show yesterday. That's how awesome he is.
Are you serious?
Oh,
what kind of guns were they?
Pointed them right at the camera. 9mm and a snub nose.
A 9mm.
Oh, Reagan is the one with the anthropomorphic sci-fi comic book.
That's right.
That looks good, Ethan. That actually looks real good. I'm not a huge fan of like furry stuff, but this comic book looks good. Yeah, Reagan is talented.
He's on fire. He's on fire. He's good.
And we'll give him some forgiveness for being a weirdo because he was a Marine.
He is weird, but the kind of weird you can turn your back on him. You can turn your back on him. That's all.
You can trust him. Turn your back and trust him.
I'd trust him with my life. Yeah.
John C says for $5 says, "I'm 45, married with 3 young kids. My wife wants to know why I spent $75 on a frog comic." John, now explain to her that you paid me $5 to ask. I mean, that's going to be even worse. Oh, you'll love it when it comes. You'll love it. There's so many people at this point. Like I can't be greedy and overprint these. I can't. I'm so tempted to. The first printing. I could just overprint them by twice and sell all of those as well. I know I could, but I can't. I'm not going to do it.
Tell your wife you spent a day and a half on one panel. There you go.
Yeah, that should help. It's good quality.
Yeah.
But now people are going to be able to get called up when you do Rainbow Brute, right?
Yeah, there'll be second printing. So what I'm going to do is Cyberfrog 1998 is going to print very, very soon. 2 pages left to go. 2 pages. Nice. This one's sitting here and one more and it's out of here. And by the way, it's 22 pages, not 18. It's 22 pages for this thing. So went a little bit further than I promised I would. So having said that, this is going to go to print and 22 pages. This is Cyberfrog #1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print these up as the 1998 ash can, and then I'm also going to print up a certain number of Cyberfrog #1. Okay, same thing, just full-sized, new cover and all of that. That's Cyberfrog #1 that's supposed to be distributed direct, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer them through the Rainbow Brute account first. Yeah. So those who missed it are going to be able to get the entire story. Blood Honey is going to be broken up into Cyberfrog 2 and 3. You're going to be able to get Cyberfrog 1, 2, and 3 with Rainbow Brute. Cool. And that's the plan. That's the
good
plan.
idea. Good idea.
Yeah. Rob Liefeld says, does Comicsgate have any plans for a charity stream?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I have no plans for a charity stream. Well, I mean, a charity for what? You know, we should have a cause. Before we go and just throw money willy-nilly at a charity like British Dick Cancer, like I did.
How about the NRA would be good.
The NRA would be good.
March for Life would be good.
Mm-hmm.
I do the Special Olympics of Tennessee. Special Olympics of Tennessee is one of my main charities, and that's anyone would want to support that.
Yeah. I don't think we can do like really partisan charities. I think that would be counter. As much as I would like to, I feel like it would be counter to the spirit of Comicsgate. Reagan Lodge again says, anyone ever see Ethan and Ted Cruz in the same room together?
He says that all the time. What about Richard? What about Edlund? Who's the Freddy Krueger guy with a beard?
Do you think I look like Ben Edlund? What's his name?
Richard Edlund or someone Edlund?
I want to say Ben Edlund, but that's the guy who created Tick. Yeah.
His name is Edlund, that guy. You have a lot of him in you.
Well, I guess I
remember him in V? Did you ever watch the miniseries
Robert
V?
Englund.
Robert Englund. I'm so sorry. Yeah, from the series V he was in.
Mm-hmm. It's on my nose.
He was like the SJW alien, though, right?
He was.
The vegan lizard person.
Yeah. He was trying to be a good lizard person. He was the only good one. Yeah.
Righteous reptilism. Yeah, it's on my nose. That's all it is. I don't think I look like Ted Cruz except for my nose at all.
Well, nobody sees past the nose.
And Ted Cruz grows a beard.
No.
You grow a beard.
Did
you spill ink?
No.
I hope you did spill ink, you son of a gun.
Bad.
All right,
so I drew this when I was 14 years old. I drew this just random weird thing. And I showed it on the stream, and people are like, "Is that Ethan?" And then they noticed that he has a thumb toe, and I was like,
"Yeah, thumb toe."
It does resemble.
It's a cyberfrog prophecy right there.
What, Mike? What is it?
I don't know. I don't know why I do this freaking weird thing.
And he does have a thumb. Are you sure you didn't draw that recently? And that's me.
This is
that you taking out aggression on me for?
Wow. 1985 to 1987, man.
Mike, you predicted my ascendancy. You predicted my arrival.
The gift of prophecy.
Mike Miller is
I'm just curious.
What
does the one cowboy boot mean, Ethan?
I'll tell you what it means. I am going to get cowboy boots. I've really been thinking about it, and I'm thinking about maybe at this age, it's time to switch to boots. Cowboy boots.
Those are hard to wear, man. They crimp your toes, and man, you feel every hit on the ground because these aren't soft soles. Your poor feet, man. Old men that wear cowboy boots, I don't understand it.
I've never tried to wear cowboy boots.
They cramp the living daylights out of my feet.
I had them when I was a kid
too, or you gonna go all in?
No, just the boots. I was thinking about it the other day. I was walking to the mailbox, looking at my shoes. I'm like, I've been wearing Nikes my whole life, except for I wore combat boots, when I was kind of gothy in the 90s. But other than that, Nikes my whole life. And I was just like, I need a change. I was like, I think I need cowboy boots, like black ones, like Johnny Cash. You know?
Just get a dump pair, like at a secondhand store, to see if they're for you before you go and spend $400 on some crazy pair that you're going to throw in the closet.
I want them to be decorated with like rhinestone skulls. I want them to be
Yeah.
It's got to be rhinestone frogs, man. You got to be a rhinestone
frogs would be better.
Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that. I'd do rhinestone frogs. Why not? So, Mike, anyway, you predicted everything.
Weird, right?
I don't understand
what else
that.
Is on there that might be of use?
Balding in the front, long hair in the back. I hope not. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to look like that thing. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's me at 14.
That's good.
What happened to me?
That's real. Yeah, I know.
Wait, really show it again, because I was on my super chat screen. Whoa, you're drawing Jetfire.
Right? No. It was Robotech.
Oh, okay. That looks just like Jetfire from the Transformers. And I think they did steal. I think Jetfire was a ripped off Transformer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Robotech let it all.
Yeah. Reliable Rocket looks at Mike's work and says garbage. But other people are saying it's good. Some people are saying nice job, Robotech. Yeah, that's good. All killa, no filla. Mike Miller. All right, let me read some of these super chats. Mark C says definitely want to know about what tools you guys use and what kind of line pulled from each. Well, I mean, we talk about that, you know. Kay Brady says, is Mike's ponytail as big as Mike?
No.
All right. Asked and answered. Donald Keller says, I see you guys drawing a lot on here, obviously, LOL. I was wondering.
Gosh. Ethan.
What?
I didn't even. The other shoe, it's a Nike.
Oh, and a cowboy boot.
What the heck?
No.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, that's good.
What's going on here?
Mike.
And look, it says that you've got a terrific personality.
This is a Twilight Zone episode. This is like a Twilight Zone episode.
Mike, what the holy hell are you doing?
Your whole life is predicted from his book. If he draws in that book, who knows what would happen to your life?
Is that like a portrait of Dorian Gray there?
What else is in there? What
I predicted your divorce.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh,
no.
Man. Sorry, dude.
Yeah,
is that a tattoo? Was that
I didn't realize
tattoo?
I was channeling your future in my whole
pain of love,
let's
Mike.
Let's just hope it doesn't come to this.
Oh no. That looks like me too. Real trouble here. Sensing a lot of trouble. People are saying it's spooky. Thor Jones is saying Mike is a witch.
The worst part, we were just talking about this.
Freddy Krueger. I mean, I don't understand.
He's predicting the whole night. He's a witch.
It's the Pie Man prophecies.
Yeah, the Pie Man prophecies. That's right.
Mike, what are you doing?
Mike, put your evil book away.
Put my evil book away.
Don't put that on him, Mike. Don't you put that evil on him, Mike.
Just trying to see if I have any frogs in here.
Mike, that is weird. Shame on you. What else? Is there anything good in there? Or are you just,
I got one for Nasser.
Sitting there drawing John Lennon. I'm sure he'd be flattered by that portrait.
Yeah, I hope so.
That was the year before. Wait, Ethan, that was the year before he died.
Yeah. Looks more like Tommy Chong. I don't know. It's like great. Zach said to me the other day, Zach was like, do you know who we are? Like, did you see this? And I haven't seen this movie, but he's like, there's a scene in the Cheech and Chong movie where they're just sitting around and there are these women that are like throwing themselves at them literally, or maybe it's just one woman who's just like, they couldn't care less, but this one woman is continually throwing herself at him and going, rape, you're attacking me, you're assaulting me, while they continually. Have you seen a movie with this in it?
I have not.
It sounds familiar, but
I haven't seen enough Cheech and Chong movies to get that. But if anyone in the chat knows what that movie's about, let me know, because I would like to actually see that. He's like, that's us with these SJWs. That is totally us. All right, you have anything else, Mike?
I predicted the car that you'll get in the future.
Great.
Thank you. Finally. Finally. My God. All right, let me read these. I see. Okay, so wait a second. Donald Keller. I got to finish this one. Hold on a second. Having real trouble here. I'm having boomer problems. I was wondering if anyone could help me improve my art. I used to learn by reading comics and manga.
Oh.
I don't know how we can help you improve your art. Art is just you have to constantly be practicing. It helps to look at what other people are doing, obviously, and get inspiration and ideas. But it's not really something that can be coached, I don't think, and certainly not over the internet, Donald. But I believe time and effort, you will see some rewards. Alexander P says, I don't really read comics, but I appreciate the craft. Been watching you guys for a while. Let's drive out the SJWs from our entertainment. That'd be nice. It really would be nice. Zero Guild says, can I get some late birthday wishes, please, from you guys and chat? Thanks. Happy birthday, Zero Guild. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Oh, don't sing that on this channel. They'll shut it down. It's monetized.
Really?
It's yeah, they'll shut down his monetization because it's owned. Happy birthday song.
It is?
It is. It is not public domain.
That is brutal.
It's a
How is that
royalty.
not public domain?
You sing that thing, ooh, he'll get demonetized.
That's something else.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yep, true. Look it up. Look it up.
Yeah. All right. Heath Lawrence says, Ethan, concerning your asthma, please look into Botaico breathing if you haven't. Seriously, could change your life. Okay, my asthma's under control. Nasser Rabadi says, can the charity stream funds go to my student loans?
Always thinking about other people, Nasser.
Yeah. And Donald Keller again says, my sister was in the Special Olympics throughout high school, so that means a lot to me. Thank you, Doug.
My people.
Moo Butt says, no NRA. Donate to the GOA, Gun Owners of America. Gun Owners of America. I don't, Mark C says, I'm imagining EVS and a pair of dingoes. Now I can't stop laughing. There's nothing funny about it. I'm going to look cool when I'm in my cowboy boots. And Earth Citizen 9 says, Mike will chronicle your rise to power. Well, my mom did we talked about this. My mom did a tarot card reading on me and said, she did. And she said, you're a king. She said, you're the king. Your future is king. I said, I don't know what that means. I hope it doesn't mean like going back to DC and working with Tom King. I hope it means continued independence.
I always think of tarot cards as being like the genie wish. It's like it always has like a double meaning, like like you're king, but there's always some backwards, curse to it or something.
They always say that. Yeah, they say don't like just because like you pulled the card that says amazing, awesome, like that it could mean the opposite of amazing, awesome. Yeah. Like tarot cards can be sarcastic.
So you might be king now. So how do you feel? How do you feel now?
Good.
Okay.
Not
so
feeling. Yeah.
This might be the fulfillment of that.
Question Comic says it means king size T-shirts. Why couldn't it mean king size Snickers bars? That's what I want to know. The Comics Exposed. Thank you for $20. Said you mentioned Mike Ringo earlier. Really missed that guy. Got to meet him once, and he was super nice. And he even drew me a head sketch for free. His fantastic art is greatly missed on the comic shelves. Enough said. Yeah, he was. I don't think I knew too many nicer people than Mike Ringo. And when I think about what he was going through at the end, I understand he was in constant pain. His death was sudden, and it was a surprise. But he would go to conventions. I saw him at a Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina. A couple weeks before his death. You saw him there too?
Yeah, but it was a long time, like 1993 or something like that.
Oh, no. Yeah, this was 93. You weren't working in comics in 93, were you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, no, it might have been like 95 because Jill was Voodoo. So that's why I was at Heroes.
I think this must have been 2008, 9. I don't remember. Whatever year it was that he died, it was I don't know. Everything's kind of mixed up now. I can't. Now that we're in 2019, everything just seems like all compacted together from 9/11 to today. I don't know. But in any case, I saw him and he was in terrible pain. He was in just awful pain, and he had to draw his commissions from the convention, like lying on his back and looking up. So he's actually, doing this on his back.
What was the pain from?
I don't know. I didn't ask. That umbrella guy says, "Hey there, Tug. Tug, feel free to come on in, buddy, if you're not busy." Drone Fury says, "Yellowbeard, that's the film." Oh, Yellowbeard is the film, the Cheech and Chong film.
Oh, that's such a great movie. I love that movie. It's Yellowbeard's like Cheech and Chong, Monty Python, and like the Mel Brooks people all together in one movie.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. In any case, Zach saw it and he was like, "That's how that's us." It's like we're just trying to be left alone, honestly, to do our own thing. And there are people who will not leave us alone. And while they're like attacking us, they're like, stop harassing me, harassment. It is a weird that people like looking for attention. It's really, really weird.
Yeah, and hitting reply on a Twitter is now a harassment. It's like just
yeah. I did it today. I got into Twitter today. I don't know why. I just felt like it. Sometimes I feel like punching back.
I know.
I can't do it every day.
all over that thing today. I was pissed.
What?
I had some guy crossing me, and I just unloaded on him.
Yeah.
He was weird. He was a socialist. He was just weird.
Yeah.
The strip club kid.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He was kind of nutty too.
He's a strip club kid? What does that mean?
He was defending going to strip joints and just saying that because I was making fun of people who went to strip joints, that I had some kind of I don't know. It was a weird argument. He was a bizarre guy. You could tell, like, mentally unstable guy.
Yeah, really, really foul mouth to some of our really good fans too.
He called Serena a bee.
I don't like that.
Called her a Bible thumping bee and told her to shut up and go drink a glass of wine or a box of wine.
Box wine.
I don't like that. I don't like anything. I'm really tired of these people. Really presumptuous. Like, I'm like, I support Trump. This guy's like, okay, so money where your mouth is. What the heck was that? Something fell down?
Ooh.
I don't know. He goes, so money where your mouth is. Why do you publicly support him? I don't feel the need to get into a conversation with SJWs about Trump. I really don't. Like, that seems like a bad time. It seems like a bad time to me. So it's just like, okay, anus where your face is, and none of your business.
You can just say because it triggers you.
Is that rude? It's just rude. No, I don't support Trump because it triggers him, but I support Trump because Trump is the right guy right now. Trump is actually, the economy's great. He's building a wall. He's protecting our borders. Everything seems to be great. It's a wonder why everybody doesn't support Trump. I don't understand. I really don't. It's just pure hatred. So I don't know. This is probably bad to get into Twitter and start telling people bad things, but sometimes you just want to. I'm so tired of these people. I'm so tired of them, Edwin.
It's bizarre days, man. I think it's going to get even worse over this next year. But good Lord, you only vote twice. You only vote once every 2 years, right? And the rest of the time, unless you're a comics artist professional, you actually have to leave your house and go work with other kinds of people and go to church with them or school or interact with other kind of people. And I believe that, like, we still, despite how we vote, most of us still have 90% of stuff in common. And it is so bizarre to me to get caught up on this stuff that once you cast your balance, you have no control, right? Because think about all the people you voted for in your lifetime, and think about all these great stories they told you and all the things they promised you. How many of these people have actually done even 20% of the stuff they promised you when they were running?
Yeah. No.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to get political about
yeah.
That's the whole thing. Like, but I mean, the thing is, it's just this idea that, like, I say the reason why Comicsgaters are being persecuted, the real reason is because of it's political. It's entirely political. It's who we voted for. That there's a perception that all Comicsgaters are Trump supporters. Not true by a long shot, but there is a perception about that. And then to go, that is the case. The reason why this is happening is not because of any other reason. It's not about comics. It's not anything else. It's about the fact that I voted for the president.
True.
And that's all it is. And when you point that out, they go, well, tell me why you voted for the president. It's like, that's not the discussion. That's not the discussion here. The discussion is, why can't you get over reality and stop harassing Comicsgaters over something that's completely irrelevant? It's completely irrelevant. It has nothing to do with the lifeblood, the safety, the future of comic books, and you're obsessed with it. Like, these people are literal. They're children. Like, just get over it and move on. It doesn't have to mean, you don't have to just seek to get revenge on all of your fellow citizens. for the most disingenuous reasons, just because you cannot get over an election. I have bad news for you. He's going to be reelected next year.
Oh,
It's like, I told Andrea that. I'm like, you realize that it's like, the election starts this year. Like, we're going to start getting, we're going to find out who the candidates are. On the Democrat side, I'm sure a couple people will dare to challenge the God Emperor. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to see. Can't wait.
Oh man, it was such a great election season.
The human,
the most fun ever.
The people, the ungluing of the people, though, watching them just come unglued is going to be weird, very surreal to watch. It's because they're going to start where they left off, ramped up to 11, and then they're going to go up to 20 from there. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, well, the Marvel creatives were horrible last election. And you remember what they did to Mitch. I think when we start getting close to, they start narrowing down the field, I just might mute everybody in Marvel, because they're going to be losing their ever-loving minds.
It's going to be so great.
Yeah. Hollywood, all the Hollywood. Oh, it's going to be.
Josh Whedon going to do some more of those Save the Days where the Avengers run in and...
That's right. Tony Stark doing public service announcements. This is the most important vote of your life, and make sure you vote for the right person. Wink, wink. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but there's only.
No, it wasn't Robert Downey Jr. He didn't join into that crap, did he?
He did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson. They all went on TV.
No freaking what's his Hulk?
Yeah, Hulk was not. Yeah,
Tony.
That's what surprised me. Was Tony Stark? It surprised me that he stained his name with that.
Mm.
Well, of course he did.
Yeah.
He wants to be liked.
Yeah.
He wants to be liked. And people who want to be liked by, mainstream Hollywood, I guess, are going to go that way.
Are you pumped up for it, though? I want you to think about a year and a half from now when Brie Larson is screeching at you to vote for Elizabeth Warren. That's going to be amazing.
Is it going to be Elizabeth Warren? Is it going to be? Could it be Elizabeth Warren who they run against Trump?
No way.
Oh, I hope it is, though, just because
it's going to be Beto.
That guy, really?
Yep. It would have been the dancing chick, but she's not old enough, and it would have been her. They'd have run her if they could. It's going to be
Obamometer.
Do they really like her? Do they really like Cortez and think she's competent and good and smart and should be president? Is that how they feel?
Matter. They don't care about all that stuff.
Well, the established Democrats are actually trying to shut her down because she's talking about running challengers against the establishment Democrats. So she's trying to shift it more towards the socialist side. Like
she and Beto are where all the heat is right now in that party. Mm-hmm. All the heat.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'm afraid of Michelle Obama.
We're talking politics, though. Everybody's going to want to commit Sudoku. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that wasn't the politics weren't the point. The point was that is what's going on with Comicsgate, and it's just that is the underpinning of all of this. And I wish it was about comics. I wish it was about the state of Marvel and that we disagree about what comics should be, and But as I said, I mean, the comic book industry is just one great big scam, one incredible scam.
No, circle jerk.
I mean, it just but it is. It's like, hey, it's a bunch of big companies who have small businesses right where they want them, and that's all it is. Over and over again, how can we trick these retailers into buying more copies of this awful comic book than there are readers to buy it from them? Because at the end of the day, with no returnability and no buyback, there is no reason for Marvel to consider anything except how can we trick retailers into buying this garbage off of us and filling their stores with it. Oh, let's do 100. Edwin, we were talking about this. You sent me over that. Hold on. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. These people, all they care about is fooling retailers. They fool retailers. Hold on a second.
Hey, Mr. Donald DeLay.
Yeah.
What's the word?
The word is Thunderbird. All right, look at this. We're going to go through this. Donald, I know how you feel about this stuff too. I know this really bothers you. I know it does. All right, so this is blow this up. Control plus. All right, very good. This is Comic List. These are the new comic book releases for Wednesday, January 9th, just this past week. And you go through and you look at the books that are coming out. Now, here's the thing about being a retailer. A retailer has to go through these and decide what they're going to buy. You already see right here, Carson, I don't know what American Mythology is, but these guys are watching Marvel grift these retailers, and they're learning from example. Here's 3 variant covers on each of their books. You could say, well, this is a number 1. This is a number 2, and there are 3 different covers on it. A number 2. Here's Archie. Archie meets Batman. Hey, let's hit him with 7 different covers. 7 different covers on that book. There should only be 1. Theoretically, you're going to sell 1 copy of that comic book to each person who comes in who's interested in buying it. Why are you trying to get them to buy more than 1 copy of these books? Why are you trying to do that?
As a side note, does Batman keep his pants on during that meeting? That's not a mature comic book, is it?
There's no guarantee of that. There's no guarantee of that. Look at this. Young Justice number 1. How many covers do we need? How many covers do we need?
So if they buy 1 Young Justice, they have to get all the variants?
No. But which variant do there? It's like, which one do you choose? So you have to choose all of them in the hopes that, look, I'm going to have what my customers want. So you end up, let's say one of these covers is far and away the hot. Let's say Derek Chew. I don't know who he is. Let's say his Impulse variant is the hot variant cover. That's the one that everybody wants. These other ones are going to sit on the shelves. They're going to sit on the shelves. They're worthless. Their customers are going to come in going, where's the Derek Chew Impulse variant? I don't know. Would you like any of these other 7 covers? No, you wouldn't. You want that one?
Yeah.
But the other thing that's so diabolical about this, it's so diabolical, is that basically now a retailer orders Young Justice number 1, and he doesn't know. Like, okay, I ordered enough copies of all of the variants. At the end, by the time it's time for the next, and by the way, the next book that he's going to order after this hits the shelves and he's able to review how well it's sold in his store, he's already ordering issue number 4. So he got scammed into buying issues 2 and 3 based on nothing, based on no sales data. He has no idea how issue 1 actually sold through in his store. And by the way, even when he has the book in his store and he's got all 8 covers of Young Justice number 1 sitting there, he still has no idea how many copies to buy because he doesn't know how many individuals bought Young Justice number 1 and how many individuals just bought every cover or this many covers or this many. That is the con game. That's the shell game of this comic book industry. Wow. And I'm fed up with it. You look at, let's look at Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics is more guilty of this than anyone. Look at this, Captain Marvel number 1. This is the 8th time they've relaunched this goddamn series in the last 6 years. 8 fucking times they've relaunched and had to cancel this series. 8 times. It's failed 8 times, and they're going to put it out again in time for the movies. Here's a brand new number 1. This is Predatory Publishing. You've got 6 variant covers. 6 variant covers on a brand new number 1 for a book that has failed over and over again. How many more times? How many more times do you want to beat these retailers up? We've got people going out of business left and right. Marvel doesn't care. Here's the thing about Marvel. All Marvel has to do is con the retailers into buying these books. And it's the retailer's problem to try to sell them. And at the end of the day, if the retailers don't buy them for a long time, Marvel's going to coast because Disney's paying their bills. But this is putting people out of business. These are the same people, by the way. You've got guys like the Umbrella guy right now. You've got Comicsgate voices like Yellow Flash pointing this stuff out. Diversity in Comics pointing this out. It is no effing wonder you have animals like Renfimus and SJW Spider Salesman, whatever his name is, after us to shut us up. We are interfering with their scam. Look at this. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, number 1. Oh, another Spider-Man book. That's excellent. Look at this. A, cover B, cover C, cover D, cover E, cover F, cover G, cover H, cover I.
Wow. Crazy.
That's 9 episodes of Sesame Street. brought to you by. This is a lot of comic books that aren't going to sell. This is a lot of comics that are going to sit on the stands and that are going to just put more businesses, more small businesses. This is just 1 month. No, this is just 1 week. This is just 1 week of predatory. Look, Man Without Fear, new Daredevil series, #2. This isn't even a #1. 3 variant covers.
Hey, side note, you see from your buddy up there, Domino #10.
Domino #10.
Yeah, that's from your old collaborator, Gail Simone. That's a series. It's a series that was supposed to be ongoing. Suddenly became, for some reason, a limited series, and now it's going to be relaunched with essentially the same team and called Hot Shots. So they can grift. They can grift for the #1, and then it drops back to a.
They're going to drop it back to a brand new #1. Predatory Publishing. Here's a new #1, dummies. Here it is. You want to do it again? You're gonna fall for it again. Domino #10. How is that selling? Well, let's just cancel this, and we're gonna put out a new #1, and you're gonna have to order on it again. So we're gonna keep putting these books out. We're gonna just let them fizzle out until they completely do. Then we're gonna just relaunch them with the new #1. Man Without Fear #2. 3 different covers. I mean, I don't even know what the hell this is. Star Wars. You've got 3 different covers on Star Wars. Age of the Republic. Jango Fett. You've got 6 different covers on that #1. Where is the shelf space for all of this supposed to happen? Thor #9, cover A, cover B, cover C. That's a #9 issue.
Wow.
That's a #9 issue. You want to know why these people are going out of business? This is why. This is exactly what the problem is. Web of Venom Unleashed #1, 2 different variant covers. Uncanny X-Men #9, 2 different variant covers. X-23, 2 different variants. There's got to be variant covers on everything. This is Marvel's line for the week. There are like 6 books, and they're putting out 37 different products.
That's a rip.
So this is the problem. This is the whole thing, and we point this out. We point out exactly why comics are predatory. Why this industry is eating itself alive. We say we don't want to be a part of it. We're going to go out and do our own thing over here. We don't want to be responsible. We don't want to make any more trouble for these retailers either. I don't know how they navigate this. You have to be a genius to navigate this as a retailer. And how many of us?
My store will not order all this crap. If it's a book that they can sell out, like that people are really excited for, they'll get a variant. But yeah.
But this is just one thing here. These are just variant covers. Now they do other scams too. They did this thing where it's like, hey, we're going to put out these lenticular covers, but you have to buy 50 copies to get one lenticular. So it's like, well, everyone wants the lenticular cover. It moves when you turn it side to side. Who wants a plain cover when there's a lenticular one available?
Right.
So these poor retailers have to buy 50 unsellable copies of crap to get one sellable copy of a comic. And then they've got people coming into their stores going, I don't want that. I want the one with the lenticular cover. Well, somebody already bought it. I got 50 unsellable comics on the stands. And they do this over and over and over again. And then when we come out and we say, stop it, the industry is, you guys are destroying comics. You're destroying the comic book industry. They come down on us like a ton of bricks. They want us shut the F up. And their entire websites, there's a whole website devoted to, it's called, This is Comicsgate. These scumbags, they go through all of our timelines. People who even say that they support Comicsgate, they pull just random quotes out of people kind of getting out of line, getting fishy. They pull random quotes, little clips, video clips from my videos, from Diversity in Comics videos, and say, look at these racists, look at these bigots. Look, they're all bigots. Everyone who's trying to stop us from scamming retailers and putting small businesses under, and it's happening like left and right. Every one of these people is a bigot, so don't listen to them and just keep buying our 78 variant covers for Man of Fear #8. Just keep doing it, dummies.
Well, Cebulski's got to pay for the crepe chef and for the sushi chef and for that stuff ain't cheap, man.
Yeah, now they're not even really publishing comics. They're doing cooking shows. But in the meantime, they're just hiring SJWs to come in. Not only are there 100 variant covers on these books, but they're chock full of SJW dogma, of ideology. They're done by mostly untalented interior artists for the cheapest price possible with the highest cover price. $4.99 for a comic book. $5 for a comic book, guys. That should buy you 3 comic books in a sane world, at least 2. Now it buys you 1 comic book. And by the way, you've only got 1 cover. Are you sure you don't want the rest of them? Are you sure you got the right one? Maybe you need to buy more. It's the same book on the inside, but maybe you need all these different covers as well. Let's scam up. By the way, let's force a retailer, in order to cover his nut, as they used to say, to scam a poor student, a comic book fan, somebody who's coming in there to buy comics, to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 5, $45 on 1 single comic book. That is the state of comics right now. And you want to know why they want to shut Comicsgate down? This is exactly why. You want to know why Joe Quesada is cheering on Renfimus? You want to know why that guy? He's a Fagin over there. He's Fagin.
To pick a pocket or two.
He is running just a con game and a scheme. He is Fagin sitting there telling these kids, go out there and mess with Comicsgate. We're the law. We are the law of comics right now. And by the way, I just want to step away and just do my own thing, but I'm not allowed to. I'm going to be harassed. I'm going to be, picked at. They're going to try to deplatform me, make it so that I can't make a living. This is stuff that I get to deal with myself. I have to fight for the right to protect my ability to make decent comic books to give to you. And the entire time, these people are scared as hell of Comicsgate. They will not shut their mouths, not for 1 single moment. They won't shut their mouths. And just let me do it. Just let me do my comic book. It's going to come out. No, we're going to pick at you the whole time. We're going to try to disenfranchise your fans. We're going to try to discourage everyone who wants to be associated with Comicsgate, who agrees with you, who's actually been red-pilled to the actual situation within the comic book industry. We're ripping off small retailers. We're ripping off small businesses. We're hiring SJWs to ruin the actual stories within the comics. And we have to shut up anyone who's going to oppose us.
These guys are such pansies, though. Your stalker is whining to IndieGoGo. Ethan talks to people who have opinions, and is that
that voice is killing me.
This is desperate. This is absolutely desperate. And I can't, we're not trying to help either. I just want to point out that this is why this is happening. And the thing about it is that, this is a perfect scam. For people who are watching who do not understand what's going on here, the direct market is such now that, retailers, and they set this up back in the 1970s when comics cost 35 cents. So you're buying a 35-cent comic. If you can't sell it, you just put it in the back issue bin. Somebody will get it. Comic stores are emerging. So you cannot return these comics. They're non-returnable. They're not like any other magazine periodical on the stands. If you don't sell a copy of Cosmopolitan, you send it back and you get at least some of your money back. Yeah. Okay, you send it back. That's what normal people do. You order. They try to get you to buy enough copies of Cosmopolitan to put on your stands in the supermarket, so that women who are doing their grocery shopping, by the way, nice little sexist little thing I inserted there, might buy a copy of Cosmopolitan, and if they don't, then you can return the copies. Well, that's not the way it works with comics. These retailers have to guess. These retailers are just shadow boxing right now. They have to guess how many of these copies to order, and if they blow it, their profit margins are so thin, they might just lose money for the week. They might just lose money for the month, and then eventually they have to, as we've seen with Mile High Comics. As we've seen, Coliseum of Comics down in Orlando complaining about it. I've got stories with 7 different comic shops crying the blues. They're over. They're done. We've got less than 2,000 comic book shops in the country right now. We get down to 1,500, and that's game over. That's just game over. You can't. The comic book industry ceases to exist. And this is the thing. They're doing this all the way down. All the way down.
There's more candle shops right now than comic book shops.
Well, the only way to actually survive as a comic book shop right now is to just sell comics as maybe like 1/8 of your business.
Yeah. Yep. That's why they do D&D everywhere.
Sell pop figurines. Garbage.
Funko, yeah.
You got to be a slash store, comic slash whatever.
So I just want to give you just the overall picture of things, guys. It's like, this is why Comicsgate exists. This is what we're doing. This is what we're up against. And when you see these people slamming us day in and day out, calling us racist, calling us sexist, calling us con artists and all, it's all projection. It's all motherfucking projection. It's exactly what they are. They're telling you who they are. They're all, every time they accuse us of something, it's a confession. Every single time. It's what they're up to. It's what they're worried about. They're worried about us killing their grift. And how could we? We don't even want to. We're just trying to do our own comics and preserve our own thing. I'm not out to sit there and proselytize, but I will. I will get on the airwaves, and I'll talk about this. I'll talk to retailers. I'll enlighten people who don't understand that this is going on. I will do it. I will do it. I'll take a wrecking ball to this shit. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. It drives me insane. The dishonesty of it.
Sure.
And look at Mike. Mike's done nothing wrong.
Did you see that? Did you see that Young Justice from Bendis?
Yeah.
Did you see that Teen Lantern character?
Yeah.
What do you think? Is this something y'all had ever talked about? Because looking at it, it looks like Riri, who Bendis also invented, with a Green Lantern ring.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know.
I was trying to figure out that book though, man, because I was thinking, okay, all right, a book may not be made for me. Maybe it's made for young readers, and that's what we want, right? We want new people coming in, but then it's got like all this extraneous profanity in it. It makes no sense.
Young Justice has profanity in it.
Yeah, all over the place. Yeah.
They hate kids. Kids run away. Run away.
Why not? Look at the Teen Titans show.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But it's like, I want it. I'm very, very happy when I'm not thinking about or dealing with comic book professionals. I'm very, very happy with it. I don't want to think about the comic book industry. I feel when I think about it, I get kind of sad. I see where it's going. I give it 5 years.
Yeah.
It's unsustainable. As it crashes, they're clawing at me, and they're clawing at my friends. And it's like these people are literally dying, and they're trying to kind of claw at us as they go, as viciously as they can. They don't want to go down without us.
They'll do anything but look inside. Look inside.
What good is that going to do?
Yeah.
They can look inside and realize that they're monsters, but it's like, what good is it going to do for them to realize anything like that? They're not going to make changes. They're doomed. The comic book industry has kind of gone in this direction. It is spiraling down. What are they going to do now? I mean, they're just going to they're going to hire worse and worse talent to produce more and more expensive comics that they're going to offer 20 variant covers as you con the last few retailers, because their thing is we have to keep our numbers at a certain level. Joe Quesada can sit there and say, look, I raised sales by 0.04% from last year, when last year was actually a 10% loss.
Yeah. And covers making another cover is cheaper than banging out a whole other book. So they make one book to spend all the cheddar on, then just throw a bunch of covers on it.
Well,
right.
Ethan, what happens to these people in 3 years? Because they're running away their own customers, right? So 3 years from now, the industry, of course, I start talking and I get a siren. The industry won't support all these weirdos, right? So they're going to be trying to scramble into the Kickstarter and IndieGoGo space. We're already going to have that on lockdown.
They've already got their excuse set up. They're just going to go to digital and Amazon and go, we couldn't help it. It's digital's fault.
Here's what has to happen right away. You can keep the SJWs if you want to. If you want to keep the SJWs, you can keep them. I don't care. But what needs to happen is no more variant covers, returnability. Those are the two things that need to happen right away. The industry actually needs to become ethical. It needs to become more ethical. It needs to become more honest and more kind to small businesses. No more variant covers. I would say maybe one variant cover for a brand new #1 series. And I mean, let's slow down these new #1s. If a book gets canceled, it's canceled. Let's give it a rest. Let's give Domino a rest for 3 years before we come back with a new #1 with the same exact creative team. It's just, it's headache inducing. So, I mean, just like ethics should be a primary concern now, and they're going to eat it. They're going to totally eat it, but they really need to let comic book stores get their bearings and be able to actually make responsible decisions for their businesses and their families that will prolong their livelihoods, that will prolong their lives, their lifespan, their families, all of that. You know, let them run their shops, and then let's put the comic book company second, so that Joe Quesada can sit there and brag that, look, Marvel has made more money this year than last year. You did it by swindling small businesses. That's what you did. So congratulations, you stole more money this year than you did last year. That I consider that theft. I look at those lists. I consider that theft. You've left people in a very awkward situation when you put out 9 variant covers for one single issue of a comic book that probably nobody wants anyway. Infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. Mike, am I right or wrong?
Well, I just hate the entire modus operandi of Marvel and DC, where all they're doing is chasing a dollar for today, and they've got absolutely no concern about 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I mean, the only good thing either of them has done in the last 40 years are those books that DC is publishing at Walmart. It's like one good thing they've done.
But even that,
in my entire career,
a mom and pop shop, because now they can just go to Walmart and get a cheap comic. Why are they going to support the small business of the mom and pop shop?
Because a lot of the mom and pop shops are going in there and snatching up all the copies to sell at a higher price.
That's true. No, but they're finally somewhere other than specialty stores, you know, and they are mostly reprints, so it's not like it's you know, the people, the whole mentality of, hey, the first run stuff should be more expensive and all that stuff that we're doing through Comicsgate and IndieGoGo, you know, that in a funny sort of way, that sort of works here too, because you're just sending mostly reprint stuff to Walmart, but at least you're getting it somewhere besides comic book stores. Dude, all of us are old enough that our first comic book was from 7-Eleven or
right.
True Value or Walgreens, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If it wasn't for that first comic book, we never would have sought out a comic book store.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just realize what we're saying is the comic book stores, they have to innovate or they're going to close. And by innovate, I mean find something to do besides selling comics.
That's sad.
That's gone. They're gone. When Mile High closed, they're gone.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Marvel and DC are the ones that should be freaking innovating.
Or a
local comic book.
Well, but a comic shop often will only, a tiny one, will only stock Marvel and DC because they can't afford to take risks on new funky material from Image and Dark Horse. So they'll put Superman, they'll load up on Superman, but they won't buy, I'm an indie guy and I've always been Image. They won't load up on those because they can, you know, sell 5 Batmans and a 5th Harley Quinn book.
How many Harley Quinn books should there be?
They make 5 and they're all banging the Joker. Put a bullet in her, that's before they put a bullet in her head. Before they, you know, stone.
Yeah, 100 Harley Quinn books, 100 Deadpool books.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute.
It's just, let's just drown the market. That's all it is. Let's just drown it. Like by their own actions, you can see that they see no future for themselves.
Yeah.
I see a future for myself. I see a future for myself. I have a plan.
Yeah.
My plan is not to bilk my customers with a ton of Cyberfrog shit. Excuse my language, Edwin. This is of course, this is not Mike S. Miller's stream. I will say the S word, and occasionally I'll catch myself saying the F word. I'll get halfway through it and edit it. But I'm not. That's not my plan. My plan is not to just bilk them with endless Cyberfrog stuff. It's just to put out one good Cyberfrog product every 6-12 months. That's it. That's all I want to do. You know?
Yeah, I want to bring the artistry back to bookmaking. And if all of these bookstores are going to go out, and you know, obviously I can't compete with a Superman, but I can put out a better book, a beautiful piece of printed art, and it's good, and it's a lot of fun to make.
Yeah, we're having fun.
This is
what are these whiny little weirdos going to cry about when you're shipping out Cyberfrog and people have it in their hands? What do they cry about then?
Well, it's not that they doubt that it's going to happen. That's not what they're trying to do. They know it's going to happen. They know it's going to come out. What they're trying to do is just dispirit, disenfranchise my customers, make them think that, you know, they're gaslighting. They're just gaslighting, and then just give me a hard time. You know,
how are they going to dispirit us? Right? You can look at the post of these people. Please, if you're out in the audience, never let any of these weirdos steal a single drop of your joy. They got nothing going on. They got nothing for you.
Yeah.
and this is all a bunch of, what do you call them? Soy boys, right?
Well, they're soy. Yeah, they're definitely soy-based
or soy
entities.
girls.
Blue-haired land whales. Yeah,
it's like your joy and your happiness and your laughter causes them physical pain. Let them suffer. Don't be apologetic for anything. Enjoy this. This is beautiful, and don't give these weirdos not an inch of ground.
No. You know, well, I'm happy to be able to do what I'm doing right now. I'm grateful for it. You know, I am. You know, getting to do Cyberfrog, do it my own way, is great. I mean, it really is terrific. So, you know,
man, we need Cecil in to sing "My Way." You remember that? Oh,
you can sing it. You know, I mean, look,
not like Cecil. Cecil
sings it great. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a good voice.
Yeah. But yeah, so good times. You know, I have to say, tomorrow I get to draw Salamandroid picking up and palming a Ford Taurus with one hand. That's what comics are about. And then smacking some B terrorists with a Ford Taurus.
While he's doing it, can you tell us how the auto industry is destroying the planet every time they make a car?
I won't be doing that. No. There will be no lectures, no lectures at all about anything in Cyberfrog. It's just meant to be fun.
It's not a real comic then, Ethan. It's not going to make millions of dollars like Iceman.
Well, I should be trying to change the world. I agree in my comics. The arrogance of these people to think that like anybody wants to hear what they have to say about anything. Like, I know these people. They don't have the answers. These people aren't people that you would want around your kids. For the most part, I'm not saying they're, listen, what I'm saying is, they have weird ideas. They're wacky, and they don't really have anything to teach, like ordinary healthy people who are trying to read comics, and just enjoy themselves. Imagine that. Imagine getting a lecture from one of these guys on Twitter. It's I paid for this. Like, how dare you? All right, let me read some super chats. Thank you guys. I had to rant. I was feeling it. You know what I mean? Was it too much, Edwin? You can be honest.
No. It was about right. It was about right. You get fed up with this mess, and so do the fans too. I mean, the fans get dunked on so hard. How crazy are these weirdos that want to insult the people that want to give them money? This is like, it makes your face hurt. It's so stupid.
We don't want the Comicsgate men to fear showing emotion.
No.
We don't fear showing.
No, listen, I have things to say. That's why I have a YouTube channel. Let's see. So Ian House says, can we get a rainbow tier that includes a black and white copy of Blood Honey? Let me think about it. You know, I want to sell as many copies of Cyberfrog as I can. Do I want to see if I make a black and white Blood Honey? I'm insinuating that I think people should buy it, even though there are some people who want it. You know what I might do is I might do a very limited run. What if I did like 100, 200 copies black and white? And that way, if you want it, it's there. but I'm not saying this is important and you need to get this. I think that might be the best.
Yeah, traditional ash can is kind of normal.
Yeah, but everything's in color though. I mean, I was going to do 1998 in black and white, and then we passed a goal that made it color. So, you know,
you got to do another black and white ash can.
I could, yeah, and I guess I could do that. I don't think about it. It's a lot of work. It's just a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. I'm hoping to get a little bit of help, in terms of the publishing part of this. I don't know how to do it, but luckily I have a lot of friends that do, and that do it professionally, obviously. So I'm going to get a little help. Mark C says Yahoo.com did a poll. 60% of those who participated wanted the wall. Yeah, I think that was a popular idea. Cute Nerd says you can't reason with social terrorists, dude. I know. And I don't even try to. I just tell them to go. Like I said, I just immediately tell them to F off. Not in so many words. Sometimes in so many words. But you can't argue with them. There are people who are like, let me just get into a debate and try to change the social justice warrior's mind. They don't want to. They want to trap you into saying something. They want to waste your time. Never. Just tell them to go F themselves. Gateway into Comics says, haha, I'm not even a Republican, but I know Trump will get reelected and it's awesome. I can't wait. Okay. I don't know why. You should be a Republican if you feel that way. Heath Lawrence says, we're stuck with Justin Trudeau up here in Canada, Uncle Ethan. We need some Jordan Peterson. Yeah, Mark Horkin says, Cortez is cute. I'd seize the means of her production.
So am I.
That was spicy. That was
good. That was
good.
That was not
really
very
good.
capitalist of you.
Okay, Earth Citizen 9. Why is Grandpa Doug always so chill? He on weed? You want to talk about that?
Never done weed. It's I'm comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah, you're mellow. I think you enjoy yourself. You remind me of the Big Lebowski. So
Yeah.
you're smarter.
The Doug abides.
Yeah.
Oh, I get pretty screwed up. I was amped up on painkillers on your stream the other night when I told one of your super chatters I used the F word on them. So I can get worked up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drawing. Drawing is where I chill. This is like a barbiturate. I'm coming down drawing.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Is this porn? Thanks for $5. And by the way, is this porn's avatar is what's that guy's name? Ron Jeremy. So that the answer is probably yes. Says, hey EVS, got my Cyberfrog miniature today. It looks amazing. I missed out on Blood Honey, so I picked this up instead. Thank you for your support. He says, we'll get a floppy later. Thanks. Hey, thank you so much. Jake Beal says, looks like Marvel is trying to bring down the direct market before Cyberfrog is on the shelves. Wouldn't that fool everyone? That'd be the perfect bit of sabotage. King KDI says, when will you have a local comic shop on Comicsgate Live? Oh, there are a lot of Larry's Comics would probably come on.
Mindy Wheeler would come on. Oh,
she's been on. She has been on. Larry's Comics would come on, and I think he's got a lot of good ideas. And I think he's one of these guys who knows how to surf this market.
Yeah, I'd like to hear just their strategy from a store standpoint. That's interesting to me to see how they're surviving and what the bottom line is and what they're doing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's quite clear if you look at that. This isn't just. Is this my imagination? Am I paranoid, or does that just seem like? I mean, it's infuriating. It's really, really angering when you see what they're offering.
Mm-hmm. It's very infuriating.
Yeah, they got to sell that garbage. Imagine that, kids. 2 of these titles are for you, and the rest are for people who wear ear gauges.
It's weird.
And no one else.
Why don't you play with the Switch, buddy?
And if never mind, I was going to say something about ear gauges. I'm not going to. John Whalen, well, in terms of a Cyberfrog comic, John Whalen says Marvel and DC should print on toilet paper. Comics are us. It's the S word there. August Shepard says they know if more pros like EVS leave and do IndieGoGos, their bottom line won't survive it. They're living on predatory sales practices and fear tactics. Yeah, I think it's more that, I mean, that's all true, but I think when it comes to me, I think that I am, there's a certain contingent of SJWs in comics that think that making it, removing me from the mainstream was an expression of their power. And these people want to rule over a devastated industry. They don't really care. Like, the industry doesn't have to be healthy for them to rule over it. They want to squat and crow over just the collapse of the comic book industry. And me doing well really bothers them. It really, really bothers them.
Yeah.
And I just want to be left alone, frankly. I really just want to be left alone. But I mean, they're fighting us and calling us all these names and saying, oh, they're grifters. They're conning you. They call me a con artist today. I mean, F you. Fuck you. I'm not a con artist. I'm getting my book done. You guys, your industry, your entire industry is one con after another. Stop projecting that filth onto me in Comicsgate. We're pure as the driven snow. Except for Doug. Winkle says, want the new Conan, but F them. Cyberfrog and Jawbreakers, baby. Don't forget also Bigfoot Bill. Don't forget also Lone Star. Don't forget also Brutus.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to mow over Brutus there. I'm about to hit 134,000, Ethan. I'm just a few backers away from, and I'm going full color with my sketchbook Ashcan.
Yeah, that is awesome, man.
Nice.
134.
Yeah, that's great. Congratulations. That's a lot. I mean, when we were talking about this initially, you were like, I'd like to make $100,000 on my next comic. And I was just like, you know what? I mean, it's not going to happen for too many people, but I mean, I think you'll do better. Look at you now.
Yeah, I can't, but and my YouTube channel went from started with 1,000. I'm up to 7,800 now. So it's like, it's expanding my backer pool and the feedback I get from them. By the way, they're all saying things like, I've canceled my polls for DC and Marvel. I'm only doing indie or Comicsgate. So they're getting into kind of being more careful with what they shop for. It's cool. It's a trend. I think it's a legit trend. I think that's why DC and Marvel are so furious with you, because you got DC Marvel numbers, and then they looked twice.
Well, I mean, I sold almost 12,000 copies of a $25 book.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess, yeah, those are actually really good numbers. Those are, when I looked at it on a sales chart, the only thing that beat me was Batman Metal, the trade paperback.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I were selling $3, $5 Cyberfrogs, how would I do? I mean, would I be able to compete?
Cyberfrog was as well known as Batman, how would you do?
Well, it's not though. So,
what I mean is you got those numbers on a character that does not have the cultural penetration of Batman.
Yeah.
You smoked him.
I wonder if I solicit Cyberfrog, would I hit the top 100? That's what I'm concerned about. Would I hit the top 100 through the direct market?
I mean, stores. See, that's the problem, is that outside of Comicsgate or out in normal land of normal consumers who just wander into comic shop, what's their awareness? If they don't put it up prominently, you're competing with Superman and Spider-Man.
Have we penetrated? Does everybody know? Do comics retailers know about Cyberfrog?
Not all.
I doubt it.
Right.
Unless they're paying attention, because if they're looking at catalogs, how are they going to know? If they're on Twitter, yeah.
Well, and that's another problem is what percentage of them wouldn't touch it because it's you now.
I don't know. I'm optimistic about that.
So my comic book stores are capitalistic, so they're already on your side.
Well, obviously not all of them.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that finding a copy of Cyberfrog in Portland, Oregon, or Seattle, Washington would be difficult. You would have to do some driving, but I'll bet you I'd be all over Arizona, Texas, Florida.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'll bet you I'd be all over the Midwest. Could I break the top 100? Now, what is the top 100 right now, Edwin? Do you know?
Well, the top 50% of the top 100 is composed of Spider-Man and Batman titles. But hang on a second, I'll pull up November.
Give me the sales numbers on number 100.
Number 100. All right, it is low, man. It's going to make you cry. It was Supergirl with a $4 cover price, and it shipped 21,295.
Holy moly!
That's
right.
okay.
So that means it sold about 13,000. That means that there's probably about 7,000 of those Supergirls still sitting on a shelf. This is from November sales numbers.
Okay, so 21,000 is a lot. I mean, well, not for DC, obviously, but
well, you say
for
that.
Me,
well, kind of, dude. But all right, sounds like a lot. But 21,000. The Diamond sells these books. Diamond sells these books to these stores at 50 to 60% of cover price. So this means DC before cost had a gross revenue of like $42,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is. I mean, DC is, everybody knows who DC is, right? Even if people don't read comic books, Supergirl's on TV.
Yeah. Why is Supergirl only selling 21,000 copies?
Dude, The Flash was only selling 16 to 18,000, and it was one of the biggest CW shows out there.
I don't think I would hit the top 100. I don't think I would. I don't think I can sell 21,000 copies of Cyberpunk.
At $4.
How many covers you put on it?
I'm not playing that game. I wouldn't do it. Well, I have a variant cover. I've got the Salamandroid variant cover. There's just one, but I mean, I don't know if I could do that. 21,000 copies. I mean, it's a big, to me, it feels like the book has penetrated. People are talking about it. But could I hit the top 100?
Then you can do it.
Hi, Critias. How you doing?
I'll tell everybody.
What's up, Critias?
Oh, so I think you can do it. I mean, you did 10, right, on IndieGoGo?
I did almost 12. Almost 12 on IndieGoGo.
So you definitely can do it. I don't see why you wouldn't have a problem with doing that.
You'd have to. You could, if you announced, to your fans online to go into their comic store and buy them. They'd get them.
I would have to do a full court press with my audience.
Yep.
And say, and give them see, this is why the comic industry is doomed. I would have to say, this is what you need to do. You need to find your comic book store and order my book. And they'd be like, well, what percentage of my audience would actually do that?
Probably the same amount that paid $25 for one book.
They could do that sitting in their own home.
There's only 2,000 comic stores, though, right? And so even if you only mobilize 10% of your audience, but think about it, dude. For your number one, if it was in comic book stores, you'd get 10,000 people just hate buying that thing.
Oh yeah, I expect it. Once it comes out, I think I'm going to get a certain number of purchases based on how many people are going to rip it up on camera. Stuff like that.
That's a sale. That's a sale.
That's all fine. I'm not going to cry. But yeah.
Tell them to tear up 5 copies on camera.
Exactly.
That's even worse. Yeah, it's 5 times as bad.
Tell them to stream it all. That way you can get more traction on sales.
And the other copies go up in value because then there's less copies out there. See.
That's the thing. These weirdos, Comicsgate, are more passionate about comics, and there's a lot of people in Comicsgate who still buy Marvel and DC comics. But if nothing else, we are at least people talking about their crazy comic books. So Richard sells comics. Yellow Flash sells comics. Tug sells comics because some people might say, "Nah, I don't want to take a chance on that," but at least they get people talking about it. Gail Simone, for instance, and again, I don't mean to harp on her, she spends more time trying to dunk on Comicsgate than she does selling her own crazy comic books.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I don't know. I don't know if I want to even mess with the direct market. I feel like I should do it.
I don't see why.
I think you should. I think you should go in, Ethan. I think you should go in with the express purpose of not making money. Sell them for a freaking buck a pop, and sell them in bundles of 10 or 20. And
no, I refuse to do that. I don't want to just. The point isn't just getting people to buy Cyberfrog. The point is me making money ostentatiously.
No, I know. but you're trying to reach people, dude. You have to. I mean, when we launched Alias, we did a 75-cent first issue thing because we're trying to get the first book out into as many hands as possible, so that the people who want to order the next book will have decided whether or not they like it, right? And people are much more likely to plop down 75 cents on something to try it than they're gonna do it on a freaking $4 or $5 book. It's just
actually here's where Mike is onto something. You get it done in newsprint, so you can do it at a very low price. You have a beautiful cover. Your next page is Ethan Van Sciver on Twitter, on YouTube, and so forth. Right? Look for my next project on IndieGoGo. You put like an alterna level price on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now, because you got to figure, you've got how many people are subscribed to this channel now? 80,000, and your good shows will wind up with between 20 and 40,000 views.
I got 92,000 subscribers now.
Wow!
Did you know I'm 1,500 subscribers away from passing Diversity in Comics, the channel that used to be Diversity in Comics.
Think about comics.
This will be the #1 Comicsgate channel on YouTube, probably in a couple weeks.
Richard, come on my show and I'll help you beat Ethan.
Good luck.
But imagine that there's still a lot of people showing up in their shops, right? That aren't in on this. They're not on Twitter. They're not on YouTube. They're not doing all this, right? And so you get those people, blow them away with something, and even if you only had a 10% conversion, that then jump in funding on your next round. If you add 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 new customers to back the new Cyberfrog project, that's huge, dude. That is immense.
Ethan, no. Here's why.
Okay.
Everyone, sit down. I agree with you. This is for money. So if you want to make money, this is your business. You don't need to roll out of bed unless I'm paying you $5. Take the top 100. You sell 20,000 copies of this thing at $4 a pop, wholesale $2 a pop. You're looking at just $40,000. Do that frickin' black and white ash can. You'll make $80,000 clear. That's for money.
Yeah.
You have the golden BB. You do not. Why are you going to this defunct, squeezing a few pennies out model?
Well, I'm not. I disagree with Mike entirely. Mike is thinking like a loser.
No, you know what? You're thinking like Marvel. You're doing exactly what
I'm not. Your product is even.
You're thinking about the dollar for today.
I'm not thinking. No, I'm not.
You're trying to make money, but it's not about just making money. It's about building out your entire fandom.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Anybody who pays 75 cents for a new comic thinks that comic is worth 75 cents and therefore not important and might as well throw it out when they're done with it. It's all psychological. You invest a little bit more money in a comic and then suddenly that comic is more precious to you. You're keeping it in plastic. You're protecting it. You want it to be autographed. It's an important item in your library. It's important to you.
It's true.
That is why comic book original artwork is worth nothing or $1 billion. It depends on what you want to sell it for. Comic artwork is worth absolutely nothing, really.
Superman #1 is worth nothing. It's made of the same molecules as every other comic that got thrown away and no one cares about. It's the perception. They put the crazy value of some third world countries' entire gross national product for Superman #1. It's perception.
I'm trying to create art that gets people excited. That gets people. No, it isn't.
It's not even worth your time to bother with those sales in a comic book shop. I hate to say it. IndieGoGo, you're building Mike. He is building his audience. He's building it his way, independently.
I know, but he's talking about how to deal with the direct market, and this is what I'm saying.
I don't know about the direct market. I'm wondering if I even get, and the chat is going nuts right now. Some of Some of them say, Ethan, you're wrong, dude. Mike has a good point. Other people, most normal people think I am right.
No, you know what, Ethan? It's not about, you don't need the direct market, obviously, to make a fantastic living doing this.
Yeah.
But you're also, at the same time, you're leaving money on the table. It may not be as much as you're ever going to make on IndieGoGo, but you're leaving money on the table.
In what way? If I'm charging $1 for comics in a $5 a comic market,
I'm looking at this different than Mike then, because I'm looking at getting these people over to the IndieGoGo site, right? That would be the reason to go into direct market, not to try to make money off that, but to bring them, because I feel like there's 80% of comic book buyers out there who are still not aware of Comicsgate, still not aware of like all this massively awesome stuff that's being made. And how do we get to those people and get them to take a chance on getting on board?
I also say don't jeopardize what you've got for what you don't got. The backers you have are huge, loyal, and if you take a book and put it out there for $4, I just think it's not special. This is intimate and special, and I'd pay for that specialness. And as soon as you go on that rack, you're just another Supergirl.
Yeah. Then those books are disposable. Nobody cares about those comics. See, that's the problem. Nobody
and you go
cares.
to a store. You don't talk to those fans.
That's right. The version you would want to put out to that market would be you have to go back to thinking like the direct market was this great thing where they had their special covers and their better paper and all this stuff. It was still the newsprint, right? Well, now you're the direct market. Your direct sales are the direct market. You can think of the local comic book shop as the frickin' spinner rack, and you send the cheaper versions to gain fan base and bring them into your frickin' YouTube channel and just constantly grow your fan base with every avenue possible. And if you're just going to ignore them because, I don't know, whatever, and all of your expressed reasons, I just think that's short-sighted.
My thing with IndieGoGo is that you're not sure how many books you're going to sell, so you just can't throw a price thinking you're going to sell those books. You're not guaranteed.
Yeah, I think that the direct market is dying. And again, I don't know. I think I want people to come to me. And Mike, I know that I hear what you're saying. Go to people. You're saying, I want people to come to me for Cyberfrog. When they hear about it, they're going to say, where do I get it? And the answer is me. And I think that's the key. Again, comic books are at this point, you can't even give them away. And that's the situation. Comics are valueless. These guys are saying, these retailers are basically saying to us loud and clear that if a comic book doesn't sell within 2 weeks, it's lost 90% of its value. It's not even sellable as a back issue anymore. Garbage. It's pure garbage. You need to pulp all of it. So that being the case, I don't want to go to them. I don't want to beg for their attention. I don't want to beg for people's attention. I'm going to get their attention. They're going to hear about me. They are going to hear about me. They're going to come to me and they're going to spread the word. And I think that's the way to do things right now. Now, would the answer be I've got a brand new movie, a new Star Wars movie, a new something movie. I'm going to put it out there for like half price because I want to reach more people.
But you're not talking about brand new stuff. I thought you were talking about reprinting the stuff that you've already done.
Yeah, we're talking about where we go from here. And if we go to the direct market, that is the way it would go.
That was always your plan.
My question about the direct market is, if I put it out there, would I be able to hit the top 100? That was my own with a $4 or $5 comic. And if I can't, I don't.
Number 50. Even if you're number 50, it wouldn't be enough. You can kill those sales with an ash can, or take your backlog of material, take your sketches and throw them together in a book. You'd make 10 times that, and reward the audience that you have for their loyalty and for what they've given you already, instead of go out looking for these people who will barely crawl in. Barely. You want to expand your market? Go make a Netflix series, and then everyone will come crawling back to you and buy more books in this model. They'll look for you online. Not in a
I watched
comic
the
store.
Cyberfrog Netflix series.
You better believe it.
Everyone's like, Mike delivers an uppercut to EVS's nose.
How hard is that?
It's an accident.
It's an easy target.
Yeah, Ethan, go make a Netflix series.
Yeah,
This comic book market stuff is
Hey,
insane.
crowdfund it.
Freaking
Crowdfund it, buddy. If Netflix says no, take this model to animation. Show them.
We're just in a weird spot because I think Comicsgate is a lot about like how abused the direct market and the current model has become. And then the question is, now that we've succeeded at IndieGoGo, do we want to be a part of that old system? Do we want to even try it? And Mike's thing is, yeah, and go to them hat in hand. And my thing is, no. That's not what I wanted. I don't want to devalue Cyberfrog, and make it something that I'm begging people to read. I don't want that at all. I want people. I'm like Bill Murray at the beginning of Scrooged. You know what I mean? They have to want to see it so badly. They have to be afraid to miss it. You know, that's the kind of feeling that I want to create with Cyberfrog.
Yeah,
and
but the people that are your early adopters, they are going to have their unique, never to be printed again version of Cyberfrog, and then you break it up into the 22-page floppies that you're going to freaking. You have to get it out there, man. You have to get it out there.
But there is no out there. That's what we're saying. There is no out there. This isn't 1996.
There's a million people that go to freaking comic book stores every Wednesday.
How many do you think?
You want to ignore them?
I do.
But I do. Everybody wants the same. Everybody wants the same thing, though, right? We want to grow the audience, and if we can, we want to create new comic book readers. And this is one thing that Ethan's been able to do with branching out. And because I bet you I've seen 100 different people say, I was never a comic book reader till I saw Ethan talking about Star Wars and then started talking about his comics. Yeah. And now I'm a comic book reader.
You're selling comics to non-comic readers. You're the best disciple for the medium already. If stores and DC and Marvel did what you did, there wouldn't be a problem. There's a problem, and you're going to go crawl into that problem system.
How does Critias feel about it?
These are people that you don't have to convince to start reading comics.
I was just thinking, like,
ignore everybody that already reads comics. You know,
I was thinking about another way you can reach them.
So wait, let Critias talk. Go ahead.
No, I was thinking of finding a way to reach them. You know, I was thinking like maybe getting some assistance to go to Comic Cons in those specific states that they live in, and go with flyers. You know, and hand them out to prep for launches. You know, I mean, that's just an idea.
That's too much. That's the old way of doing things.
Yeah.
You know, we have a tremendous megaphone. You know, with YouTube, with social media.
Right.
And we have to do things differently. What we need to be doing really is trying to find a way to make fulfillment easier.
Yeah.
You know, we need a replacement for Diamond that'll actually ship straight to people rather than stores.
It's called Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah, that's coming up, Mike. The problem with Amazon is that, you know, my wife and I are talking about this. There's no counter. There's no ticker. People like to watch the number grow. I like to refresh Doug's IndieGoGo campaign. I like to see where it's at.
Me too.
You know, people want to see, like, if you just have an Amazon site, there's the psychological joy of watching your purchase contribute to the whole.
Wait. Shut up. I just went. I beat 134 by $400. 134.4. We just broke through a stretch on your show, Ethan. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks to your backers. I sure appreciate that, guys.
I don't think it was me, you know, but yeah, congratulations. It's great.
Calling. I come on your show and boom. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that in a comic book store. Bullshit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Sorry, guys.
I've had 3 sales since I've been on the show tonight.
You've had 3 sales?
Yeah.
Well, I've been
comics
posting links. So.
Oh, you've been posting links in the chat. Very well. Edwin's doing it, so it's Edwin that's doing this. That's great.
Thanks,
Carl Hunga says, "We love you, Doug." Smug Doug. Oh, a lot of people who are excited about Doug. Yeah.
Everyone looking like Don Johnson over there.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how we all have like different ideas of how we want to approach
That's great. You get to have independent businesses. We get to run them how they go and let the pieces fall. This is a huge experiment, like comparing the results. It's really a brilliant way to compare and contrast. I like it.
Yeah. All right, let me read some of these super chats again. Got a lot of them built up here. Thank you guys. Thank you for the super chats, by the way. I want you to know I appreciate them. They buy groceries. Johnny Dollar says this live stream has a mostly strong beard game, but Mike has to step up. That's already been said tonight. I don't think Mike is interested in growing a beard. He says his wife doesn't want him to grow one.
Mike, would you wear a Santa Claus beard if we bought you a fake beard just for this show? Would you wear one? Like
happy wife, happy life. That's all I'm saying.
Honorary. No, you won't have to wear a beard for her, just for us.
I can't picture Mike with a beard. I'd like to see it. I've never seen him even with fuzz on his face. Have you? Like, think about it. Like, everybody, no matter who you are, like, everyone.
That's good. That's good. He's in. He's one of us now. One of us. One of us.
He actually had a Santa Claus beard sitting there.
That's what he does when he wants to wear a beard. He puts that thing on and goes, see?
Looking like
Edward. Santa Claus beard. It was in my sketchbook, and so I knew I needed it because.
Wow.
It's like camouflage among us. He just totally blends suddenly.
Mike, that is a little weird that you had a beard ready to go, but I'm not going to judge. James Dean, creator of Conflict, by the way, genius, says my variant covers on Conflict are printed in the book as pinups. For me, only secondary printings will get alternate covers at Varsity Comics. So you want to check out Conflict by James Dean. It's on IndieGoGo. Johnny Dollar says my first comic books were from Stuckey's. What is Stuckey's, a pizza place? What is Stuckey's?
Never heard of it.
No, it's like a 5 and dime on the corner.
Oh. Krista Joe says it's sad their ego will bankrupt local comic shops, force us to buy directly from them or digitally. Will they rely on raise the digital subscription services too? Yeah, it's I mean, digital isn't exactly doing great. I mean, we saw that last year it dropped by 10%. So it's not like that's growing and taking over.
Can I make a quick comment?
No.
Doesn't Amazon charge like 50% when you go through their comic, like doing comics through them?
I don't know. I've never sold anything through Amazon.
Yeah, 'cause I read it the other day. I was looking through it, and I think they charge a 50% fee.
Yeah. It's just like the comic book shop.
That makes super chats look like a value.
Yeah.
No, but I think you should do. I think, again, we're it's packaging, repackaging. At some point, you're gonna want these on Amazon because most people freaking buy through Amazon nowadays. So it's like you go where the people are. You don't try to force everybody to come to you.
Right.
Mark C says, Uncle E, sadly, some of the gaslighting works. I saw the crypto comic stream. Sorry you had to go through that. Can I be honest with you? I enjoyed it. I don't know why. Like there's so much of the time I see people lying about me and being able to actually confront them. I like that. I enjoy it. And I wish I could. One? Yeah. Like John Delarose is out there just running his mouth about me nonstop, and I'm like, here I come into a stream.
You couldn't confront him because he ran away.
He ran away, but I mean that says it all. It's like, if you really had something to say about me, you would want to actually say it to my face. If you will not say it to my face, that means that what you're saying is likely a lie, and the purpose is to actually spread misinformation to my fans. Rather than confront a real problem that I have. Somebody who has a real problem with me wants to tell me so. And those people wanted to tell me so. It's just that they were all like 90% wrong. And, they picked up a lot of misinformation from other people. So I liked it. I did like the crypto comic stream, and those guys are all right. We made some friends. The thing about it is there were also a bunch of people on that stream that we just brought back into the fold a little bit that had kind of gone astray. I find that people need a hug sometimes. Yeah. People want to feel involved. Like I always say this isn't a community, but people see it as a community, and people feel sometimes like they're being excluded from it, and it's easy for hearts to break. And as soy-based as that is, it's not such a bad thing to just give people a hug and say, you know, you're important, and you know, I see what you're doing, and what you're doing is good, and you know,
You've got a friend in me.
That goes a long way. Yeah.
Speaking of hugs, does that keyboard I see back there, does that still get played, or is that gathering dust?
Oh.
No, I play it every day.
I haven't heard the Butter song in ages, man. Are you up to play a number? I haven't heard an Ethan song in a long time.
Yeah. Well, let me read these super chats, and then maybe we'll do a little singing. It's 11 o'clock, but you know, I think we could probably do it. Dadwin. What? Captain Black Cheesemo says, I watch a YouTube channel called Aaron Clary, and he says, enjoy the decline. Wow. Comics Exposed says, Ethan, great to see your face on a live stream. Been too long. Thought you may have forgot about your true fans. Please do this more often. Thanks. No, I haven't forgotten about you guys at all. I'm showing my face because everyone else is. And I'm not so sure that I need to, I don't know. I think when I'm being snarky, I shouldn't show my face, but I think when I'm actually talking to you guys, maybe I should.
You look handsome and presentable.
Are you serious? Or are you just saying that to be mean?
No, I'm dead dog serious. I'm going, look at that. That's a brushed beard.
Yeah.
It looks more like a
you look
sports
clean. Your shirt looks crisp. I think that's good presentation.
All right. That's good. Okay. Well, I mean, with that, maybe I'll be encouraged to show my face a little more. Bugnish Bachwinkle says, as Conan said, crush your enemies, see them run. Lycan645 says, summon Cecil, do my bidding, pretty please, Caesar. Well, Cecil, you have to understand, Cecil gets invited, and I do want him to be here, but if he's not here, it's because he he's got other things to do, because he really does enjoy live streams. He knows he's welcome. He knows he's invited. If he's not here, he's busy. So
he's always with family. That's respectable. He's with family.
Yeah, you know what? He's usually available like at 1 a.m. You know, I would think he's mostly in. Yeah. All right. So Kevin Splady says, my wife made snow cone ice cream for the 14 inches we got so far. It's pretty good. Wow. Yeah, I'm expecting snow today too. Everybody's panicked about it. It shouldn't be that big. I hope it's not that big of a deal. I don't want to shovel tomorrow. The Human Shrug says, this stream needs more sassy claps, and there are clap emojis between every word. John C says, it's me again. I told my wife the $75 Frog comic was a steal. Next time I'm buying the $500 tier. It's all about the artwork. Keep up the great work. Wow. Thanks, John C. You know, when we do Rainbow Brood, I'm probably going to sell the rest of the Cyberfrog artwork as well. So, you know, people will actually see what they're getting. Benjamin Henderson, Caution Zone, says Donald needs head tattoos. Donald, how do you feel about head tattoos?
Pay for them, we'll get them.
Yeah. A scorpion maybe on your head.
When you get the tattoos that Bam Bam Bigelow had.
This is your chance to get. This is your chance to pay for a Cyberfrog tattoo on his head. Make him wear that, make him carry that for life.
Oh, do you remember the one-man gang? That is Donald. Oh yeah. All right, brother.
That's right. Yeah, you know, Mike could probably design your tattoos. It's not like he hasn't been drawing a lot of full body tattoos lately. He can come up with something for you.
This is the first time I've ever seen Donald. He's terrifying.
I've seen Donald before. I knew he looked like that. Yeah, he is terrifying.
He looks like a biker.
I know, he looks like he could kill a guy.
Yep.
I'm going to be more.
Donald's not a soy-based life form, and he's reproduced, so you absolutely know he's not a soy-based life form.
Yeah. I got to get a poster up behind Donald, though. You know, that's the one problem. Donald, start talking to me, buddy.
Yeah, you've got the Nasser design sense back there.
Yeah, well, I'm in a closet, so.
Donald, why did you say that? That just made that way funnier.
Do not come out of the closet, Donald.
Donald, yeah, even still, you need a poster. Yeah, I got to get a poster.
I need to just get something up here to make it flare.
Get some fabulous curtains in there.
It would be so amazing. It would be so clutch.
All right. No head tattoos for Donald. He's saying no, but he's trying to be polite about it. The Buzz CJC says, let's get our priorities straight. What marginalized and underrepresented groups is Cyberfrog going to be an ally to? All of them. He's a hero to everyone equally, whoever needs help. He's not an SJW.
Except flies.
Yeah, except for flies and bees and all that. Like he doesn't like them.
And serial killers, they're out.
Speaking of Cyberfrog, EVS, Salamandroid, right? Can he create poison, out of his skin like salamanders?
No, but that's a pretty neat idea. And if he can, he hasn't discovered it yet. But I mean, the thing about it is we don't even know where Salamandroid is in modern time. Like we see him in 1998, but they split up, so we don't know where Salamandroid is right now.
Let me put on my Smug Dug hat. The poison in all salamanders is called a tetrodotoxin.
What is it called?
A tetrodotoxin. It's the most potent poison in the animal kingdom.
Wow. Okay, Salamandroid, where's your poison, buddy?
I have a Vimeo of 2 newts mating, so I know what I'm talking about. I just put up a Vimeo of my 2 newts are mating, so I had to spread the love.
Look, can we not talk about Doug's porn habit?
Yeah.
Ew, yeah, I know, for real.
and they're ribbed newts for her pleasure.
Oh.
They're Spanish ribbed newts. Okay, I'm done.
One more question, EVS, sorry. So that page you put on Twitter, that scene where Cyberfrog becomes, Cyberfrog when he's swimming in the lake. There's a fish nearby. Does the fish get infected with the?
Oh no, he didn't. He's not becoming Cyberfrog at that point. He's healing. He's been hibernating in the lake, healing from 1998 for 20 years.
Oh, okay.
So he's coming out of his cocoon, at that point. Yeah. He would eat the. No, he wouldn't eat the fish. Now he probably will have to. Benjamin Henderson says Donald's dad was Bam Bam Bigelow. That's what I heard.
What about Grossberger from Stir Crazy?
That's possible.
I don't know who that is.
Look it up. Look it up. You'll kick my ass.
And I was in Stir Crazy since like 1974.
Donald looks like young Tor Johnson. Like he could be. He could be Tor Johnson. Time Code Mechanics says the stores that aren't capitalistic are closing. That's all true. Perkindo says, got out of comics in the 90s and sold my collection because of the direction the industry was going. Found Comicsgate a few weeks ago and have backed almost everything available on IndieCron. Comicsgate only for me. God bless you. That is badass. Thank you. Donald Keller says you can do an ebook through Amazon and use KDP Select to promote it. Also, you could try mic system in a small test market to see if it works. Yeah. Arturo77 says, Ethan, I understand why you would hesitate to listen to Mike, but this time I think you should. Strange as it sounds, he's making sense.
Thanks, guys.
And if Ethan puts his books in comic stores like that, he'll be making sense.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Mike is making sense.
He'll be making fans. That is the important part.
Rabbit to Cat says, I want the floppy. Krista Joe says, what if you reach out to local comic shops, get their input of what they'd want it to be successful, help reconstruct the system to benefit them and you. Right. Give local comic shops another option.
You know what I would do, Ethan? When they said local comic shops, I want to push that to an extreme. If you have comic shops around your house, I can see delivering them a stack of Cyberfrog books and say, I'm going to throw you a bro. I'm going to give you these wholesale or whatever, just as to benefit the ones around you. That's not involving a giant national distribution or anything. I think that'd be a cool idea.
I want to keep them all for myself.
Yeah. You'll be buried in them when you get your print run in your garage.
I know. I can't wait, dude. I seriously can't wait. I don't want to give any of them away.
I don't know what these things.
I at least want mine.
Okay, you can have yours, but the rest of them, sorry, Panboy Lando Soy Child Dong Lover says, Mike whips out a Santa beard. Caesar, go get your Elmo head. Hail Caesar. Cobra Gold team. # blame war campaign. Yeah, my Elmo head is back in the closet over there. I also have a Cookie Monster head. Michael Ross says, got into actual comic books when my philosophy teacher expressed interest. Got back into comics later when I found Zach and EVS on YouTube. JP Got Rocket says, Stucky's was a family friend truck stop with great pie. The pecan was the best. And Mark C says Stucky's was a highway restaurant chain known for having a beehive in the store, kind of a cross between Cracker Barrel and Bob Evans. Thanos CVS says, hello, pie brother. Good to see your face again. And Mark C says, I think Donald looks more like Butterbean.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some of that in there.
And those are the super chats.
Cracker Barrel. I love that place.
I always call myself Butterbean, and I just looked up that Grossberg guy. Someone on Twitter mentioned that.
There you go.
I just forgot who he was.
There was somebody in chat who said, "Let Mike test Mike's theory." Do you really think I'm not going to test my own theories?
Mike's going to do his own thing. Mike is let me turn the camera back on for a second. Mike's got his own ideas and his own vision, and he's somebody who I'm watching closely. He's got stuff going on that not everybody's aware of. I think he's going to succeed.
It's going on.
I've been working out on some tasty Kerrygold pure Irish butter, man.
Oh, all right. Let me sing the butter song real quick here. Hang on, turn the camera off.
My head is sweating.
All right, let me move the mic over. Everything's different now. It's like I can't. It used to be that I would just record these on my phone, and it was a lot easier to just bring my phone over to the keyboard. Now I actually have to physically move the keyboard. Wait, that's my... There it is.
When they call Big Papa.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
This one's dedicated to Donald. When you are asleep, that's when I creep and I lick all the butter off your mom. When you are not awake, I unwrap your Land O'Lake and I lick all the butter in your fridge. The butter in your fridge. The butter in your fridge. So have some parquet. It contains my DNA from when I licked all the butter in your fridge. And have a pat of Blue Bonnet. I practically spat upon it when I licked all the butter in your fridge.
Oh, awesome.
you just left 100 watchers.
Yeah, there's a little old school there. And of course, people do leave when I do that. So
how can they? The chord progression is perfect.
It really is. It's one of the finest songs ever written. But not everybody, I don't know. Not everybody agrees with my interpretation. Game Satori says EVS sounds like the New Order singer. Oh, God, that's bad. It's not good. All right, Mr. Pumperknuckle says, can you teach me to have God's fingers like you?
Do I have to bring the toe thumb picture back?
Yeah, I'm thinking he hasn't actually seen my fingers. That's the problem.
Finger. It's like Goldfinger. Oh man.
Well, there may have been people who weren't here for the Pie Man prophecies.
Yeah, that was scary. All right, well, with that, I think we're gonna go. Guys, you are the absolute best. I love you all. Love these subscribers that are watching. We've had pretty consistently 1,200 to 1,300 people while we've been talking and working things out. It felt pretty old school to me.
Oh,
it
no.
felt pretty...
Steve Swanson said I just passed 110.
Nice.
Fantastic. Congrats.
Can you see it?
Yeah. So go. Who's going to open up a stream? Mike, are you going to run one now?
Yeah, I'll run one. Yeah, nice. 11013. Very nice. Blacklist Universe. You won't get a notification, but I'll get one going.
I love you guys too. Thank you so much. Everyone's being super nice in the chat. I love you guys. Blacklist Universe. Go to Blacklist Universe. Mike is going to carry the party over to there so that everybody's leaving my house to go to his house, and the party will continue all night long. Love you guys. See you guys again tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.